the abbreviated intro today because it's late, and that's okay. I'm here with the horse himself, Pips, who is fighting for our country in undisclosed location. So, what's up, buddy?
Well, it's morning for me, so I'm drinking a cup of coffee, and I mean, thanks for the invite.
Yeah, man.
We'll see if I'm still in a good mood with you when we're done with this. I feel like I watched the start stream that you guys did before the episode came out, and then I watched the episode. I couldn't watch the behind the scenes stuff. Like the behind the scenes stuff was so aggressively bad
Yeah,
that
we had
I literally had to turn it off. I messaged Dane and I was like, dude, let me know when the episode starts. I just can't.
well, we sort of left it running while we were like getting stuff organized. So Will could get it up in Discord and get recording started. So it was sort of playing in the background for chat to look over while we were getting ourselves together. But I didn't see any of it. It's funny. I actually missed like the first like I want to say 15 minutes of the episode because I was dicking around with settings trying to get stuff up on the screen, and I like missed a whole bunch. I can't believe I missed Alana's first flippy kick. I couldn't believe it. I was heartbroken.
Dude,
But
that was amazing. That was in fact, we should watch. We said we'd watch some of the episode. Maybe we should
yeah,
bring that clip up. We should,
we'll pull
yeah,
it. We'll
we got
pull it up. I have it going. We have to be so. Just we're being really. I didn't even. Maybe I should. I didn't even share this to twit twat. So we're being real low key. I basically my thoughts with this whole thing was Pipperino is unfortunately for some reason Wheel of Time they always seem to plan these releases when Pips is not here. So I
I
felt
think
like
it's, I think it's deliberate.
I think so. I only felt it was right to let Pips have his say a little bit more low key than it was with the whole crew. Yeah, so we're gonna be chilling out. We may if depending how if Pips may want to kill me after this. I don't know. If not, we might do it week over week. We'll see how it goes. But Joshua, you missed it all, did you? Well, lucky. I don't know. Luck is that the word? Lucky?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, definitely. Like you. I mean, this is one of those like years off your life situations, right?
uh,
So,
Oof.
like,
Yeah,
I think that's probably a good thing. I mean,
yeah. I'm gonna pop. I'm gonna pop it on Twitter just to piss off the mob because people hate me right now. It's crazy. I love it. I'm a villain. I am a villain
dude,
right now.
I have to say it is pretty hilarious to see like how angry they get about people sort of hating on the show. It's like,
Oh, it's so
look, man, like let's just put the disclaimer out there that like while we are having an enjoyable time or like we're having fun making fun of this show, right?
yep.
Um, that's making the best of a worse situation. Like that's life handed us lemons. We're making lemonade. That's what this is.
Yep. Well,
All
that
of us would rather that we were talking about a good show. Like
mm,
every single one of us wanted season one to be good. Every single one of us, honestly, wanted season two to be better than season one. We didn't think it was going to. In fact, there was lots of discussions about how it was essentially impossible for season two to be any good because of the damage they had done in season one, and we were totally vindicated.
mm,
Um, Season three, I think, is one of those things where it's like at this point,
just giving up.
well, I think at this point, what we actually wanted from season three was just like a comedy. Like we wanted it to just go full into satire.
Yeah,
Um,
you
just
might be
just to be
right.
able to like laugh about it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think it might have.
I don't
There
know.
were there were a few things in this episode that actually made me laugh in
It's
like a twisted sort of way,
it's
right?
funny. It's funny you say that, right? Because I feel like I felt myself like, and maybe when I because I got to get the review out because I'll do a review too, along with obviously the you know fan base divided. Whatever. I don't know. We're gonna look at that. Um,
An article.
it looks like it's on Explore fan. I don't know. I'm not. It's not worth
It's,
my time. It's probably just a gotcha.
there's not a divided fan base. There
Yeah,
are fans, and then there are dark fans.
yeah. So I popped up something I want to look at because Narg posted something, and Narg's always good for a laugh. But it's interesting because like we'll see what happens when I actually do my review of the episode. Because I'd be usually just be fuming at some of the stuff, and instead you're sort of right. I'm getting some lulls out of this instead of being just over the top. Like there's some stuff that just made us all mad, right? I don't know about you. I don't want to speak for you, but when we were talking about it, there was some stuff that was just like, fucking what the fuck is going on? And then
I
stuff
think
might
I
have
think
given
that's the whole thing.
maybe.
So we said this, and for those of you guys watching this, because this happened in the green room before we started, but Steve and I literally said, like, we finished each other's sentence in describing this, which is that it was just like an endless stream of nonsense, and we literally both said the exact same thing at the same time, because like that's what it is. That episode was just one thing after another of just non sequiturs and like twisted lore drops and weird fan service and like
nonsense,
totally corrupted Easter egg with no context. Like literally, I think that you're left at the end of the episode still not knowing how and why all the characters are in the city that they're in, which is Tarvalon, let alone how and why they're getting to like the next place. Like they couldn't even accomplish explaining the time jump at the start of the season, which is wild with like 30 minutes of lore drop for an exposition.
What we got is they took a boat, and it's like,
I know. I love that though. I laughed at that. That actually, I did laugh at that.
We all laughed at it because if you look at a Randland map, you're like, what? What?
Yeah, they
So you took a boat.
They took yeah, all the way around.
So it's like you took a boat. So you took a boat, and now you want to go to Tyr. Well, the boat you took, probably the best.
It went past it.
You would have gone to right by Tyr. So
I know.
Why did you bypass Tyr to go to Tarvalon? It's like, or you could go the harder way through the mountains and all that shit, which I don't think works. But then you'd still have to go to Bandar Eben, which would basically take, or you could go to Tanchico and try and sail through Tanchico. So another place you're going. So it's just like, it's wild, right? It's like, well, we took a boat. It's like, okay, all right. Let me see. So Narg says real quick, and then I'll put him. Narg says, so apparently Elaine Avienda being in a sexual relationship is book canon now, and everyone who disagrees didn't read the books correctly and are bigots. Again, Narg's response below. Avienda and Elaine shared everything now. They were first sisters in all but the final ceremony, and they had spent as many nights sleeping wrapped in each other's arms for warmth and comfort as they had spent apart. Avienda thought Elaine was as beautiful as the sunrise, and she knew Elaine felt the same about her. If you want to interpret that as a romantic relationship, no problem, but not everyone reads it that way, and the following passage supports it's not being a romantic relationship. INO, not everything has to be sexual. This is my daughter, Avienda, Ames said, and this is my daughter, Elaine, born on the same day within the same hour. May they always guard one another, support one another, love one another. She laughed softly, tired fondly. And now will someone bring us garments before my two daughters and I freeze to death? Elaine did not care at that moment if she did freeze to death. She clung to Avienda in laughter and tears. She found her sister, light. She had found her sister. Yeah, that sounds like a gay relationship to me.
I just want to ask a question.
It sounds like Elaine wanted to mount her and ride her like a stallion right now.
This might be a good maybe a first poll for the chat here. Okay. Do we think that the people making these sorts of connections, did they not have siblings? Like, were they all only children? Is this just like a weird only child syndrome thing? Or are they all from West Virginia because they clearly banged their siblings growing up?
I don't
Which
know how I
which
make
one is it? All the writers are weird theater kids
okay.
only children,
Okay, so here
or
let's see if we can make this
are
poll.
they an incest gap toothed?
Okay,
Like what is it?
who who are the people that think
Just
Abby slash
I
Elaine
just
uh
I just can't even like. I mean, I had siblings. I don't know. Did you have siblings? You have
yeah,
siblings,
oh
right?
yeah. I
Yeah.
have my brother, my sister. Yeah, I have a
Um.
brother. I have an older brother and a younger sister. I never thought once would I die for
Yeah.
them. Yeah, probably.
Did you
Oh,
ever?
absolutely. Did I ever think of writing my daughter like a stout or my whoa, neither. Did I ever think about writing my sister like a stallion? No, never,
Too late.
not
That's
once.
clipped. That's totally
Yeah, I
clipped.
know. I'm fucking screwed. Fuck. God damn it. I'm fucked. Uh,
Oh man, that's hilarious.
oh my god.
I'm just thinking that like I don't know. I mean, maybe other people grew up in family situations where like every kid always had their own room and like whatever. But like I think it's pretty normal for like young kids especially to like share beds or rooms or whatever growing up.
Well,
Um,
I share
not
a room
not
with my
once.
brother. Yeah.
Yeah, and not once would anyone be like, well, they have the door closed. Clearly, they're banging.
Yeah, I know. Oh my
Like,
god. So
what?
what did you say? West Virginians? What was the other one? Um,
Staplebo said West Virginia and Alabama. He's allowing that they could be from other states.
okay, West Virginians or
You
Alabama.
know, chat maybe might be able to tell us too if there's an international analog for this. Like, I mean, Dane would obviously throw in that the Czech Republic is clearly as bad as West Virginia because he hates Czech people for some reason.
Alabama. And so we're talking that's the incest angle. Incest.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. What's the other choice? No
The
siblings.
yeah, the
No,
weird theater kids with no siblings. That's the
okay, weird theater kids, no siblings, and lonely and horny.
Yeah, it's basically the person that one person from American Pie who talked about using a flute creatively.
Oh shoot, did I? Oh, sorry, it
Yeah,
wouldn't let me. There we go. All right, there's the poll.
it
All
looks
right,
like the
I
Wheel of
probably spelled.
Time versus.
I probably spelled shit wrong. It's 2 o'clock at night. I got to go on overnight, so I'm staying up late on purpose. But Bandcamp Girl, shoot, that would have been a good one too.
So the Wheel of Prime and Rings of Power debate is apparently still alive and well for some reason. I feel like this puts the nail in the coffin. I feel like you can't.
Which is
like,
worse? Oh yeah,
like Rings of Power is just a bad show, and like it gets the lore wrong, and like there's tons of things to dislike about it from a lore perspective, from a production perspective. I don't think Rings of Power ever seems quite as malicious as
Yeah, I
Wheel of
mean,
Prime is.
the thing with Rings of Power too is still there's always still the caveat that while it does have sort of source material, it's sort of doing its own thing. I should have put all of the above. My bad, Space Horse. Um, but like, what was I saying? Shit. Oh God, what was I saying, dude? Oh, the debate. Yeah, so it's like there's still that sort of thought that yes, Rings of Power is terrible, but like it's not drawing. It has source material around it, but it's not drawing directly from source material to put source material to the screen, right? Whereas Wheel of Time, they keep and these are the people making this show. They keep repeating over and over again that they have 14 books, 14, 15 books to draw from, and they want to get it all covered. And it's like you have not covered it. Like this episode book where, like, I don't know. Is there any, like, if we're being fair, like trying to be fair, is there any book shit in this episode?
Um, let's see. How generous do we want to be in defining book shit?
I think we're gonna have to be generous to score any, don't you?
Because yeah, I was gonna say the easy answer is none, right?
Right, right. That's what I'm saying. Like
The
if we're gonna be, I say let's be a little generous. We'll go
yeah,
out on a limb for them a little bit, right?
the the most generous that you can do is that Leandrin and other Black Aja left the Black Tower, stealing some Terran Grial and killing some other sisters and warders and stuff, right?
Yep.
Although in the book it was not obviously nearly so dramatic, right? They basically snuck out in the middle of the night and only
Yep.
only a couple people got
Well,
killed or something,
they like
right? Like
murder. They did ninja murders basically. They killed them on the way
yeah,
out, right? Didn't bring attention
yeah.
to themselves. This is just a whole fucking. Uh, but there were no bubbles of evil. Remember, there was not a single bubble of evil in this episode. By the way, so
Yeah,
let's not call it a bubble of evil because that's not what it was, which
yeah, that
shocked
was
me because like maybe we'll get there. I know we're sort of bumping, but like I was talking to the boys about it, and it's like that I was when we were watching it, I was like, holy shit, okay, this is I like the what the cards are doing. Like I sort of like the card animation. I was like, okay, this is sort of interesting. Where are we going, right? And then they fucked it up.
so the card one is actually the only one that I think even had a chance at being good. I think so that one, the animation for the effects, like if they had hopped out of the cards and stuff and done
Yep.
that, like that would have been actually kind of cool, maybe.
Yep.
The mirrors one was basically ruined by Egwene being the one who
Figured everything
figured
out.
it out, um,
Yep.
and like the
Again.
way that it went, and like so that I mean that was pretty much ruined. Also, the fact that Rand basically doesn't have a sword, so he's it's still like he's like fist fighting himself weirdly. um
Yeah.
and
Well,
then the Perrin one, like I don't know, maybe you guys saw it on like higher definition or whatever. Isn't he dead? Didn't that axe bury
yeah.
itself into his
Yeah,
chest
we'll look at it.
twice?
He's dead. There are so many people that should be dead that aren't. The plot. I don't. I think it was. I don't know who it was, but somebody in the last stream said it. Chat was flying so fucking crazy for the last stream, but somebody said it straight up. The plot armor in this fucking episode was stacked. Like, oh my god, the plot armor was just beyond, just
How many
beyond.
times? How many
Parents,
times did Nynaeve get stabbed?
I need to have 5 times. We'll count it. Maybe we'll do some of it. We'll count it.
Lan
Maybe.
says it right. It was a line of dialogue, which I'm
Yeah,
sure they got wrong. I'm sure she got stabbed a different number of times than he
like
said. I'm 100% sure,
like
but
so, like Nynaeve gets stabbed at least five, maybe 6 times. Matt takes Perrin takes a fucking axe straight to the chest. Like it's like right in his like it's like dude, like you're dead. Who else? Egwene got stabbed. Like
yes, and
everybody got
nobody mentioned it. So
no.
she got stabbed right in the chest, and then is like fine
She's just fine.
afterwards. Like
Yeah.
Nynaeve gets healed, but Egwene is just like
She shook it off,
just
man. She's like,
yeah,
shake
she
it off.
just yeah,
Shake it off.
exactly. Just
Shake it off.
just like Taylor Swift.
Yeah, shake it off. Yeah. She's like, man. Oh God.
Um,
I don't know. 9 hours. I'm just hanging out with Pips, man.
goodness.
That's all. That's like I was up and I figured it's only right. Pips needs to get his say in. And well, I need to be up for my overnight shift, so I need to prepare. So what a better way to do it than talk to y'all, right? So yeah, so oof. I don't know, man. Like I was prepared for bad, but we hit a level here. Um, Yeah, and like you
We're not
said, I
watching
don't
this fight
know.
scene again, are we? We can't.
No, 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 absolutely not, absolutely not. You are a dark friend. Yeah, no, I'm not.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
We're gonna do very minimal playing. I wish Alan had got the closed captioning in, but that
I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed that the dark friend line that she didn't do the like snap snap snap. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
I wanted her to like really like get the head bob and the snap into that. That would have actually that would
mm,
have sold it for me.
yeah. Oh, you're a dark friend. I can't. It's like just like the Dovion to say Tobias again. Oh wait, hold on. Where's Hadi Sadai? Oh, there she is. Baseball bat Sadai. Baseball bat order. Dude, look and like you get some of these. You get some of these. There she is. Oh yeah, it's amazing. Like, and we keep talking about it. I don't want to get bogged down. Good night, Sam. Hope you have a great night,
Nice.
dude. I don't want to get bogged down on it too much, but the amount of she like some of her other roles, she does not look nearly as good as she does here. So they can make these women as pretty as they want them to look. So it's like, why aren't you doing some of this for the other beautiful women
So
to show
so
us? That's why.
I'm gonna throw something out there, which you know you guys can consider. Um, I don't actually. So I'll agree. Like I don't think many or maybe any of the like you know women or honestly the men. Like I think
No,
this show just has a lot of like really
no,
bad looking sort of people who are poorly cast for their roles and like not nearly fit enough for the guys, attractive enough for the women, whatever. But there's a weird thing where like so it used to be in Hollywood you had like male leads that were kind of like dad bods and just these gorgeous like models, right?
right.
And it was like a meme. And what we've seen is the complaint about like unreasonable sort of body image stuff for women has turned into um, the women being portrayed on these screens essentially just looking like normal women, right? Which is on one level sort of fine, right? But it's just funny that the same people who are complaining about that and driving that stuff are like, we need to have, you know, not even like action heroes, just like regular characters in movies all have to have, you know, like Captain America bodies if they're
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
But if they're girls, they're allowed to be frumpy and just like, you
Well,
know,
or Captain America, or just have a super suit, right?
yeah.
Sorry.
And
Yeah,
so there's just this real weird thing, and I think this show kind of epitomizes it, where I think they like go out of their way as a statement to be like, you know, we're subverting expectations of like whatever. And it's like, okay, it's just tiresome at this point. Like it's not interesting from a perspective. Like
yeah.
it's just like, all
Well,
right, cool. You're like just understand that it's not even original or interesting anymore. It's just blah, you know?
are those like are they different? Well, like oh, sorry, wait, I went off on a different. I was thinking about something else for a second. Sorry, I told. Sorry, I don't know what I was thinking there. Apologize. I got way ahead of myself. I was thinking about this seed here, and I don't know where I was going, but uh, yeah, sorry. But yeah, so this is so I skipped through this.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know how I got thinking about Mogideon and the spider weave, but that's how my head where my head went for a minute.
You mean how you thought about Dumb and Dumber? It's
Yeah.
because you're looking at Dumb and Dumber, and so you thought of Dumb and Dumber.
Hmm.
Look at these idiots. Look at these idiots. She's about to try and solo the group
That,
of people who just took out like 17,
well,
and
and
she
how
was
it got
there. She was there in the original fight, getting her ass handed to her.
how do you take this shit seriously? So like so and we were absolutely right, right? So let me go back. So you have let me see if I can get a clear shot of the hallway here. So yeah, so you have one, two, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 fully trained Aes Sedai.
Mhm.
7
Yeah.
against Lana and her two warders who are so brave they ran
Mhm.
away during the hallway fight.
Mhm. Which just for the record here, we should state that those two warders were confronting two of these Aes Sedai. Everyone else in that hallway died.
Yep.
So there's a legitimate question of how are these people here? Right?
Yeah.
So apparently, we should take a note from Lan. Apparently teleportation is just a warder, like that's just a base perk that they get. And so the two of them teleported out of the hallway prior to getting killed. It's the only explanation.
There is
so they
there is so much teleportation going on. It is wild. Like so I'm not gonna play it because I don't want to get taken down today like I did. But so it's 6.5 as Kane said, right? Kane said that 6.5 Aes Sedai versus 1 Aes Sedai and her 2 coward warders. So we get the okay. I have to play the one thing. Is it?
Oh yeah, like the kick is hilarious.
So we of course have to destroy property because that's what I said I do.
So I'm actually I just want to say that like blowing up Earth and stuff like that, while that would be an Aes Sedai's general weak point, it is correct that like most of the White Tower's attack weaves and stuff like that we saw prior to, them sort of learning through like doing some real fighting that they apparently hadn't done for 3,000 years, was like blowing up Earth and stuff like that, right? So, I mean, it's fair, especially for like an incompetent green to like mostly hit the ground and like sort of hit the people she was attacking. Like I'm sort of fine with this. I thought that this was an interesting visual effect. Like this is so much better than the stuff that was happening in the hall of the tower 2 seconds before this. That was just
all the ice. I guess the ice razor blades and the buzz.
Yeah, just that was a ton of nonsense that was like you couldn't even track. This is a perfectly fine visual setup. Like it, looks fine. The flip in a second, though.
Well, what's the I don't see the purpose. She didn't do anything. She just made a mess. But agree to disagree. It's fine. It's just like she didn't accomplish anything here. I guess she made smoke. I guess that's what we're doing. So that's fine. Oh shoot. Oh, and also you had the red Aja chick popped the 2 bad warders' heads. She just popped them.
Yes.
Just like pop, right? So
but that won't happen to these guys. They're gonna teleport again all the way across this distance.
Oh no, they dude, Ivan runs a 4.40, man. He just fucking he is fucking moving. Like he is hauling ass, right? Like it is wild. Let me see. You okay? Easton's struggling. So okay, so she makes the smoke screen. Oh, look how fast he got there. Okay, so real quick, you can use my bed if you want. No. Okay. All right, here we go. Watch this. Here we go. Oh wait, no. Well, his mother's here, so he lost his room. So he's been sleeping in on my uncomfortable chairs. They're comfortable, but not for sleeping. So poor kid. So here we go. Here comes the flippy kick to end all flippy kicks.
I love it. I love the wire fighting that they just put in there. Like, oh man. I laughed out loud. I literally laughed out loud watching that. It was so absurd. And she does the superhero pose right here, which is just where's Deadpool? Where is Deadpool to just make a joke about this?
Yeah, I need to see if I can get a clearer image because she's got fart face there. Okay, boom, fart face. Oh hey, closed captioning is working. Awesome. So gosh. Yes, sir. Good night, buddy. Love you. So look at Ivan go, and Maxim has a step on him.
Yeah.
Look at this sprinter, man. Was he a sprinter? Is that where they got him from?
I mean, arguably they used a number 1 draft pick slot on the guy that they were about to kill 20 seconds later.
Zach's just this one. This was a special release too. Yeah, this
A
was
special release, like when you feel that hit in the bottom of your stomach, and you're like, I need to sit down and deal with this, or I'm just
yeah,
gonna just shit my
um,
pants. This
yeah,
is a special release like that.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So this one is an early release of episode 1. The official release date is what? Is it the 13th? It's
13th, yeah.
Thursday. Okay. All right. So here, I want to watch him. We're not going to do too much playing, but I want to see him run his. Just look at the distance he covers. Here we go. And don't forget, there are Aes Sedai who can throw fireballs and make icicle buzzsaws and pop people's brains on the other side of this hallway. Here we go.
Mhm. It's so. So do you remember? Are you a fan of Monty Python's Quest for the Holy Grail?
Yes. Yeah, it's been a very long time, but yes.
You know the scene where he's running across the field and it does the drum beats and he keeps on getting
Yes.
like farther away, and then all of a sudden he's just there and he stabs the guard in the chest and it's like, ha ha! This is what just happened. Like it's the only explanation is that they were standing there watching them like super far away. What does she think she's accomplishing? Like, we just kicked her ass and 16 other Aes Sedai. Like,
It's just
what
it's
do they think is? And then all
well,
of a sudden it was just haha stab.
well, the funny thing is we all fucking called it. This is one of the two that was replaced to get killed. Like we call
Oh yeah,
because
yeah.
remember in the
They were
hallway.
literally. I
Yeah,
mean, this one's literally wearing a red shirt.
yeah, yeah. These were like we called it because like when we were watching the 11 minutes of cringe, right? Two Caillou Sedai and Pantsuit Sedai, they disappear in this hallway. They're not there anymore, and we're like, well, where'd they go? And they replaced them with these two guys, these two girls in the red shirts. It's like, dude, those are just there to die. And what is the first thing that happens? Those two die. It's like it's like, come on, Jesus Christ! Like,
Do you think Caillou Sedai survived her later encounter?
uh, yes, we're gonna go with yes because everybody survives.
I think yes.
But,
I think
yeah,
yeah.
Bowtie Sedai is working hard back there. My favorite. Maxim is still look at.
Yeah,
He left
man,
Maxim in
he's
the
slow.
dust. Like
Which honestly,
fucking
I mean that actually makes sense. They probably didn't even script that. That's just
yeah, Ivan
you
is just
can't have athleticism like that, and have it not pay out.
yeah, Ivan is just fucking yeah, he is a sprinting machine. All right, so I don't want to go too. Let's see here. I'll just go. Let's see. Is there any place else you want me to hit? Was that the flip? Am I going backwards?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the flip. Yeah.
All right. So, oh god, man, everything happens so fast too.
Yes, that was. I mean, that's what we said about the just kind of the stream of nonsense. Is that it literally like you were just kind of processing the scene that you had just seen and like understanding how terrible it was, and like the next one's already almost done. I have to imagine that the people who are defending this online and saying how great it was, it's like people who went and watched like
Mhm.
Marvel Stage 4 or whatever in theaters, and they were like, lights and sound happened
Yeah.
in front of my face, therefore it was good.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you just had an epileptic fit for 2 hours, and then you came out of
Yeah.
it, and you're like, well, I ate
Man,
most of
it's
my
so
popcorn, so I guess this must have been a movie.
holy fuck! It's daylight savings time. It's 3 o'clock. I didn't even realize it. Holy shit. Okay, well there you go. It's gonna make it easier to stay up all night for overnight shift. It's fuck. Thanks, Alex, for the reminder. Holy shit. So yeah, let's try and I'm gonna do 2 times speed here so we can try and play some of this. All right, here we go. So the sprint, the stab. It's so crazy. Oh my god, bro.
I'm curious.
Like when we
The show has actually
Yeah.
made in its own words on camera, released to the public, has made the statement that death can't be healed, right? I'm pretty sure it has. I'm pretty sure it has.
I'm not sure because death keeps
Uh,
getting healed.
But that's my point. I mean,
I know
this
that
chick takes two swords like directly to the aorta and like both lungs, and is just fine. She's yep.
Yeah. I don't know. She
Yeah.
take. Hold on, let me. I'm sort of skipping ahead a little bit here.
I do want to ask,
I want to try and keep
Alana
it
here, which is, why did she let all of her sisters die in the hall of the tower if she could have soloed all of these people?
Yeah, she should have sold them all, right?
Obviously she should have sold them.
Apparently she's more than capable.
It's probably that.
You know what? That's what.
She's not a big fan of Swan. That's probably what it is. You know what it is. They've established that the White Tower looks down on people who are in same-sex relationships. That would be a huge thing if it were to be found out about Swan and Moron. Maybe Alana is a huge bigot, and she's just like, yeah, kill her.
Well, like, I think they teleported behind her. That's what I was trying to get at. Like, I'm pretty sure these two. To get this,
I think
pretty sure.
I think based on the absolute lightning sprint speed that they've shown already, I think that they stabbed those first two and then stepped behind her. It just wasn't shown on camera.
Okay.
But
so look at where those swords are. One of those has gone right through her heart.
You know what pisses me off about this particular scene right here?
What's that? Is that
I personally believe that they are patting themselves on the back for adapting a amazing scene, which is Lan and Thomas. No, I'm sorry, I'm thinking of the show's garbage. Anyway, Lan and Adelaus and Vandine, their surviving warder, whose name escapes me right now. Some of the chat might know it.
I think it's Thomas.
When they stab the Drakkar and do that embrace death, and they double stab it to save Moraine, and it drags itself in on the blades. That is such a badass scene from The Great Hunt, where the Drakkar comes out and these two warders are just we're dead, but double stabbed through the chest. And I think that they're that was a great scene in the book. We should have a double stab through the chest by some warders.
Yeah, because Drakkar don't exist. Yeah, exactly.
I just yeah.
It's wild. It's wild. And then she's, of course, I might 2 times. I actually put the video quality down just so we can skip a little bit more. So
that's fine. I mean, it's not like the quality there anyway.
Yeah. So this. Hold on, I gotta do this one. Sorry, this is a screenshot. This is too good for. This is thumbnail fodder right here. Okay, got it. All right, we'll go back to. This is just research. That's what I'm doing. So
I like how she ends up surviving because Tiny Sedai in the background there. They ran past her, and instead of killing her, was it because she was too short? So did the sword swipe go over her head? Did they not see her? Did they see her but think she was a child?
They ignored her completely. But so that's the thing though. Tiny Sedai isn't even doing anything.
No, she's the one making half of that little shield, isn't she?
See, so you got Hottie Sedai right there. Yep. One. And the other half is MC Hammer over here in a second. Nope. And of course, she's just looking at them.
I know, it's just absurd.
She's
They're
just looking.
why. Ask yourself, why would a Black Aja sister defend Leandrin instead of kill the two warders? They would let Leandrin get her head chopped off and be like,
Exactly.
"Stupid bitch did this to herself." Right?
Yep.
Like,
Well, that and more status, right?
yeah,
Well,
exactly.
another one down. Here. So there you go. Bowtie Sadai's holding the other side.
Where
So
did
you
Tiny
have
Sadai even go?
She's over here. She's on the left by apparently by Maxim.
Why are
So
the two of them not stabbing Alana in the back? How did they get behind her?
So well, and it's worse, Pips. It's worse because you have Hadi Sadai on the right, you have Bowtie Sadai on the left. Over behind Hadi Sadai, you have MC Hammerpants Sadai behind Hadi Sadai doing nothing. On the left over here, you have Tiny Sadai to the left of Maxim doing nothing.
Yeah.
And then Alana is sitting inches from the other one. Like, all you have to do is pull a knife out and stab her. We all know you have a knife because apparently Aes Sedai are like fighting close combat.
And they beat people in the face with staffs. That's
yeah, it's wild.
Did any of you guys say this in the stream? This is so my thought watching all of this early stuff. There are 0 people in Tar Valon.
Yeah. It was mentioned briefly about how empty it is. Because it's empty. What's up, Andrew? What did you miss tonight? Well, like it was a long day. There's an 8-hour stream if you got 8 hours you need to fill tomorrow or any of your other days.
And it is 100% turn-based combat, but so the thing that I was saying about Tiny Sadai though is the scene that we saw before, she was moving her hands around like she was weaving in the background, and so apparently she didn't do anything. Apparently she started the choreography, but then they remembered that she actually wasn't involved in this sequence. So I guess her spell like fizzled. Is that what it?
I have no. Sorry, I was looking.
Failed to find a valid target. Spell fizzled.
Try and recast. Trip. If you want to send me an email or something, it looks like the closed captioning seems to be working on YouTube's end, so that's good. So I think we're good. But if you want to,
did they post this on YouTube?
No. I did. I have it private. It's private.
Oh, okay.
I put it private so I could do frame by frame.
Yeah.
So, so this is just this like, oh my god, just this scene alone right here. It's like nobody thinks. And then she does Firestorm or whatever. Apparently I guess she doesn't kill her. I guess doesn't kill her warders. I guess
they were directly in the path of that for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. Then they go like this is also I love this part. So Leandrin
asked him don't stab on the ground.
And we have to get back into position for the hero shot. We have to get back. There you go.
Oh my goodness.
Why?
Okay. So literally those two warders with swords in their hands, right, walked past a bunch of Aes Sedai that we just saw get blown onto the ground, and they didn't stab a single one of them.
Yep. They just switched sides. It's the 11 minutes of cringe all over again. They, instead of getting up and killing the Aes Sedai next to them, they walk to the center of the room, get to their position, and then they say action, and they start doing things. This is literally, okay, we finished this part of the choreography. It is time to reset. So now we have to run over and get behind Alana so we can get hero shot. And then we can go back. It's like, do you not understand that you're fucking like, they just don't know what they're doing. It's clear. It's clear because like your continuity is all fucked up.
It is wild to me how bad the choreography is.
It's stunning.
When like when like they have enough money to hire a good choreographer, right?
Oh, they have
So,
plenty. Yeah.
so the question really is like, why don't they have a good choreographer? And I have to imagine it's because they just don't care. Like they literally don't even care about their own show. That's why there's so many things in this episode where I'm like, this being the way that it is proof that they already know they're canceled, right? Like they already know it. The
Right?
Avienda Elaine thing, they know that they're canceled. That wouldn't have happened if they didn't know they were already canceled, right?
Good
Yeah,
looking out,
it's
Trip. Don't apologize. I appreciate it. But yeah, they don't care. They've used it all on parties and beach trips. Like is
hookers and blow.
Yep, yeah, exactly. So, let me see. So, so we're almost. So yeah, so we have to get the hero pose.
Yeah.
As we let. So we get the hero pose as we let
Yes.
the yellow sister heal Leandrin from death because she's dead. Apparently, Tiny Sedai is a master of shields.
Yep.
Because that shield's gonna stop an order from running through and cutting her head off.
Also, last time I checked, weaves don't have to like be directional. Alana could make that same explosive weave happen behind them.
Yep. Rain fire or get light. Yeah, we've seen them make lightning. She can just hit them with lightning. Or better yet, the warders can just go stab her. Since
Kane
it
brings
doesn't
up that
work.
the yellow also teleported. I think like it's honestly not even worth pointing out the teleports at this
Yeah,
point
the
because
teleportation is unreal.
between shots, like no character is ever in the same place.
Yeah, no, I'm sure me and Nathan are gonna end up doing a fight autopsy. Yeah, we'll get the fucking
Can
the
can I
teleportation.
can I reply to Tripp's comment there though?
Of course. Actually, give me a sec. Perfect timing. Go ahead and reply to her comment. I'll be right back.
All right. All right. So, Trip, the point you're making about they would have 100% done the Abbey Lane thing, even if they're greenlit for 8 seasons. I'm not disagreeing that they wouldn't have done it eventually. I just think that the fact that the romantic friendship, sort of stage of the relationship and the like weird sapphic buildup, they wouldn't have skipped that. They wouldn't have shoehorned the two of them just like, hey, we've never met on camera in the show prior to this, and all of a sudden we just are going at it. That wouldn't have happened. The reason that it was injected into this episode is because they're about to split the characters up, and they know that they're never gonna like season 4 is not going to happen. These characters are never going to be in the same place again, and so they had to happen. It had to happen now, right? Like that's why they did it. If they knew that they were going to have a chance for more seasons, then they would have like established the flirtation. They would have tried to like milk it, hint at it, will they, won't they, to like get the fans all, all slobbering, the fact that it was literally like an off-camera relationship and then like they kiss and then an off-camera, hookup. That's just yeah, they know they're done. They know they're cooked.
What are we talking about? What relationship?
Yes. The Abby Elaine one.
What the non-existent one?
Well, non-existent in the actual book series. Yeah.
Oh. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. They ruined all of his. He has like I've been saying it for weeks, months now. They had no intention of ever splitting Egwene and Rand up because Egwene is going to make Rand a better dragon. Actually, Egwene is going to take over as dragon. She's just going to be better and make Rand better in every way because she's Egwene. It's happening.
It is
already.
actually. I do think there's an interesting point of like what they were planning for their, had they had their 8 seasons. I think you're right. I think that it would have been Rand and Egwene never broke up, and Avienda and Elaine just had just the two of them. Rand's not involved at all.
Mm-hmm.
Min is probably going to get with Matt.
Yeah, 100%. Yep.
right? So like that's probably their plan. Matt and Min were going to get together, or Min. Here's, have we seen Fail yet?
No.
Are we sure that Min is not combined with the character of Fail?
For sure. Yes, they're different.
they've released a casting for Fail. Are we sure?
Yeah, I'm positive. Yes, we have.
Okay.
And yes.
I just thought of what I thought would be like the worst possible thing, and so I just assumed that's probably what it was.
When we get there, there are people that swear she is like I don't normally, and I don't really care to get into it, but people swear up and down that Fayo is trans. I don't really give a fuck at this point. But it doesn't matter to me right now. There's so many other things wrong with the show. I don't give a crap about that yet. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But so
that's 100% believable, though. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, this scene is. I just said I'm not starting with it, Trip. Jesus, so just let it go. I just mentioned it barely. Okay. So this shot is just to show that there's 4 people in Tarvalin running around.
Yeah.
Oh, there's 4 people. There's 5 people. Oh no, that's Suwan. Sorry. So there's and we have these 2 more Richards.
I love the show has literal just red shirt Aes Sedai. So you have ones that get stabbed in the chest and blown up and thrown across the freaking room, and columns collapse on them, and they get all sorts of stuff. And then you have all of these other ones that just immediately cut in half, immediately have their heads blown up, like just
yeah.
It's too good.
It's wild.
It's too good.
Okay, they're walking. Okay, we get brain fucked. I forgot. That's what happens to them. They get brain fucked. Whatever this weave is, the brain fucking weave.
I thought it was going to be exploded heads again, but instead it's like they got garroted or something like that. Like they just insta killed. Yeah.
Well, it's like, and what is Suwan doing? So they get brain fucked.
Yeah.
And then Suwan is just like, huh? What happened?
Yeah, and it's not like
hear it.
And it's not like they would have been already holding the one power, and it's not like they can sense other women channeling. None of those things are true.
Yeah, because that would help.
Juan getting immediately shielded by 2 weaker Aes Sedai. She should have been able to solo both of them. Right, like
well, and it's also like all the things you just said about the power, right? Being able to sense channeling, people holding the power. These are things that are supposed to help Aes Sedai. I don't know, defend themselves. It's crazy that we have so many Aes Sedai falling because they're taken by sneak attacks. Right? I mean, it's wild. Like, how many have died by just fucking sneak attacks in the brain?
I mean, when you think about it, if you can be immediately healed and like back up to full HP after being stabbed twice in the chest and have no like healing sort of negative repercussions afterwards.
Yeah.
If that is possible, then the only way to kill an Aes Sedai is to apparently assassinate them from behind without them noticing, because Oh man, it's so awful. It's just I love that they don't even fall in the positions that they were in when. So like they literally.
Thanks for popping in, buddy. I appreciate it.
Every scene you see, like if you just freeze on a single image at all, every single one of them is like an example of bad blocking, or just like nobody's in the place they're supposed to be. It's just great.
Yeah, it man. So they're bleeding from the nose. They're dead. And then so this was when we had fun with Pip. So you tell me, where did we? Like, I almost got into an argument with Alan during the stream. He is like, we did not know that Flatface over here was Black Aja until just now. Did you realize that this was not she was not in the room? She was in the hallway, and that was it.
Where was she in
Let me
the
get close enough.
hallway?
So I'll
So
get back
I
to
know
it.
that we've
So
seen her
she was,
before, right?
yeah, we saw her
She was
before,
the Aes
right?
Sedai in season 1. She was the
She
yellow
was
in season
right
1, I think.
there. That's where we get her. That's it.
Okay.
That is the only in the ones in she doesn't even go inside because this is the chick in the middle is the black Aja chick. So this is the black
Yeah.
Aja. This
Yeah.
this chick is just she has she's had a lobotomy. She's just smiling and laughing at everything going on inside the.
Yeah.
It's actually funny if you watch this Aes Sedai, this chick on the right. She's literally laughing and shit while people are dying. She has no idea what's. I don't know what direction they gave the actress, but she's literally like laughing and shit as people are dying. It's like, okay, lady,
Yeah.
you fucking obviously don't know what's happening. All right, so
I
yeah,
do
so
agree
this,
though that we didn't know that she was black until
yeah,
the scene where she attacks Swan.
yeah,
That's true.
so so she just shows up and she's Black Aja. They've now shielded her.
Do we have a name for her, or since
Uh,
she dies in this scene? We just no name.
well, we think so. We have Caillou. I think we're calling her. Somebody wanted to call her Body Positivity Sedai,
I was going to
and
say we should call her Diza Sedai since she is it's seemingly they brought someone over from Rings of Power to try and plus up the cast here. Is
somebody wanted to call her Body Positivity. One of them wanted to call her. I think it was Frying Pan Sedai, and I think one was what was it? Piggy Sedai. I don't know. I like Disa Sedai. We'll go with Disa. Disa Sedai is good. Triple, we are assholes. What can I say? Like, I'm not, Zenobia Clompers. That is her actual name, by the way. Zenobia Clompers. That is her name. Weird stage name, but okay. So, all right. So, I really want to ask you, how do you feel about her physically tearing at a Sidar shield?
You mean how do I feel about the fact that they were so in love with the effect they gave Moghedian versus Lanfear at the end of the last season that they have now decided that shields are spider webs?
Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty dumb. Pretty dumb. Pretty dumb.
Hey, you could, yeah, you're a man of many words, and you find them all at the right time. So thank you. What?
Gosh, it's still going on. Oh my
What the
goodness.
fuck was this? I don't even remember this part.
So this is they're still fighting. She's about to launch him over the wall, and then Lanfear, who makes a point of saying that she wouldn't use a sword because she could make a sword with the one power, or not Lanfear, Meandrin, is going to pick up a physical sword in order to use it to kill. Oh, I loved it. It was so good.
Yeah, it's coming up here. Here we go. All right, here we go. So I'm gonna put in fast forward. Right. So okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Okay, so we
Yep.
get. I
So
don't
he
know
blocked.
why. Like, you have legs. You could just kick him square in the nuts right now.
No, she's got a dress on. It's not very maneuverable.
Okay, I guess it's not honorable. No nut kicking.
See,
What's up,
see you,
Nick?
Space Racer.
Oh, see you later, Space Oyster. Thanks for being here, man. And you were here most of the day too, so thanks for hanging out, dude. Appreciate it. Oh, dude, that was my favorite, by the way. Oh, and I have to. Oh my God, look at this, Pips. This is a gem. Oh my God. This was my favorite right here. I love this. I could not stop laughing. Let's roll back the tape here. All right, here we go. So she's healed.
Yep.
And here we go. Come on.
Tiny Sedai doing stuff. Goes over there. She ran from like so far.
It's so far away. What is happening?
Leandrin lifts her head in order to take it. She like, here, I expose my neck. Hilarious.
Well, and so also remember where we left off with you had Alana with Maxim on one side behind her and Ivron on the other side. You had these two with Tiny Sedai and the yellow Aja with the yellow with both sides Sedai healing Leandrin on the floor. What?
See,
how? What?
I mean, I get
where are we now?
I feel like all of this is just the terrible choreography stuff that like you guys are going to do a fight breakdown and all that.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Like this is not even the stuff that offended. Like I laughed at a lot of this stuff. Like, the fact that in a minute Alana is unconscious and Leandrin, apparently they can just blow people's heads up and like just insta kill like we've just seen like 7 times in this episode already.
Yeah, you're right.
The fact that Leandrin has specifically said that she wouldn't use a sword because she can just make one that's even better. And she has an unconscious enemy, and she throws a physical sword at her, allowing somebody to body block it instead of just breaking her neck or blowing up her head with the power. She could have blown up all 3 of their heads with the power.
And can I ask you something?
Like it.
Please make this make sense to me.
It can't.
Why don't you just shoot it through? Why just fling it at her? Cut her head off with the power. Why do you have a fucking like extend like if you can make that you can make it longer with the power without your hand? Like what
Yep.
It's just like this makes absolutely no sense at
so
all.
I just want to throw out that like I do think that like Aes Sedai were one power users, right, channelers, fighting each other would have actually been legitimately difficult to portray well because the power scaling in the books is not super great either. Like it's very hard to try and like imagine what 2 Aes Sedai fighting each other would have done or like how that would have played out. Yeah. But the way that you deal with that is that you like don't create ridiculous situations, especially non-canonical ones. So like one Aes Sedai facing 7, they would have just shielded her and then killed her 2 warders. And that would have been the end of the fight. There would have been no other, there wouldn't be crazy fireballs and lightning and earth exploding. They just would have been like instant, you're shielded, your dudes are dead, and now you're dead. And they would have just kept walking, right?
It's even worse.
And so when they made the decision, right? I'm just saying when they made the decision to have them fight at all, there's no way that it's not going to be utter bullshit.
You're right, and it's even worse than that because once you're outnumbered Aes Sedai to warders like this, right? It's worse because you're right. They immediately shield Alana, right? But then they immediately wrap up the other 2 in flows of air, and they're just there, and it's over.
Yeah.
But instead we're in these, it's just man.
And to Tripp's point about defining the skills that each person has, that's actually the point that I was trying to get at about why it would be difficult, because the one power is too flexible. So like in traditional fantasy world, just like, oh, I'm a flame caster and like all I do is fire spells, and like, oh well, you have immunity to fire, so now I'm kind of boned.
Right.
One power wielders it's too flexible. They can like if they can imagine it, they can do it, right? That's basically the way the books work. up to a certain point where like they have to develop the skill to be able to do things. But if you're like an Aes Sedai who's been around for a long time, you're basically just limited by your creativity, right? Like the reason that you're not more effective is because you are not a creative thinker, which is why like some of the characters in the series are so effective, because they don't know the rules that limit the things that you can and can't do.
Right.
And so they just think of things and then do it, right?
Yeah.
And that's a very hard thing to do in an interesting sort of way.
Yeah.
But they run headlong into the problem.
Oh yeah. No, it's yeah. So yeah, I turned my camera off because I'm in the dark anyways. So
yeah.
My kid's asleep. So yeah. So but yeah. So you're 100% agree with every point. So let's move on, because you're right. It's just it's crazy. Oh, by the way, she's dead.
Yeah.
She's 100% dead. Like she just got, like, no bullshit. Alana just got flung. I'm gonna go back just because of how ridiculous it is. Alana, who is just a regular, she's an Aes Sedai, but she is person. She is made of skin and bones. She gets flung very hard into a pillar, hard enough that it breaks the pillar and the pillar falls on top of her. This is stone pillar.
Yeah.
She's dead. And then I just don't understand it. Like, so at least so I will give them this. At least she's knocked out.
Yeah.
Like, at least she's not getting up. So why?
Well, I mean, that's like Nynaeve getting like half the hull of the tower dropped in her, and then later she's uncovered from the stone, left there. So like the yellow sister who was healing people just left Nynaeve laying there for Lan to find her like 30 minutes later.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Can we talk about Lan leaving Moraine's side when there's Black Aja running around the city and she's going out to go fight them?
What, Suan?
No, so Moraine,
we're gonna get there in a second.
here.
We're gonna get there.
Yeah.
We're gonna get this in a second. So Iron's dead. Wait, what the fuck? Hold on, I did not catch that. Why is there? Where did the fireball come from? Why is there an explosion?
I don't know.
What is?
They had a little bit of extra pyrotechnics in the budget.
But, like, you see what I'm saying? Like, okay, we won't. This is fight autopsy stuff, I guess. I don't understand what that is, but okay, moving on. That's just weird. Okay, so Tiny Sedai is, of course, collecting her belongings. At least Alana's dead. Okay, here's the sword, aforementioned sword you were talking about.
Yeah.
She picks up sword. Now, what I don't understand what the warders are doing, by the way. So, okay, so the warders get up.
They're leaping in front of Alana.
Is that what
they're doing their best Secret Service routine?
They didn't do a very good job then.
Well, I mean, I
guess they did.
Although it should be noted, look at how high that sword went, and look at where Alana is.
So correct me if I'm wrong, because this was my take on this, and I could be wrong. So guys, you guys tell me too what you guys you guys tell me what you think. I thought Leandrin killed Ivan on purpose. I don't think she was aiming for Leandrin or for Alana. Because that's the only way this makes. What, did she kill Ivan?
Well, I mean, it doesn't.
No.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense anyway. Like, I mean, again, she threw a sword for some reason. She threw it way too high to actually hit any of them. Like, the only reason he got hit is he jumped in front of it.
Yeah. Right. No, that's what I'm saying.
It's like hitting a deer with your car on the highway. Like it's the deer's fault.
I just it's one of those I don't like. That's why it's like why how is that supposed to be killing Alana? Okay. I thought she was killing Ivan on purpose. So but everybody's been saying he jumped in front of her and it's like, well, the sword was nowhere near her. So I guess she has bad aim with throwing swords. That's why
I think that you're saying based on like where she was aiming, Ivan could have been the only target, and I'm just saying the choreography is awful. So narratively, she was clearly trying to kill Alana. They just can't shoot a simple scene.
Awesome. Okay. So Ivan, I think this was the point you were making earlier. Plus, poor Ivan actor got recast just to be fridged.
Yep.
She wakes up. She's fine, by the way. She's not hurt at all. She's just good. I guess Maxim's tears healed her and sustained her. She, of course, crawls over to Ivan for this touching moment where she doesn't try and heal him or do anything to save him.
Yeah, he's half as dead as Leandrin was, and apparently unhealable.
He's in no worse shape than Leandrin. He's actually in better shape than Leandrin was.
Yeah.
Plus, also, doesn't the water bomb give him some?
It does. In fact, he would be much harder to kill from a sword slash than Leandrin. Leandrin's just a regular woman physiologically, right? Whereas the water bond absolutely gives him enhanced toughness.
Right. So, like, if she did anything but what she does, if she just grabbed the sword out and then healed him, he'd be fine.
I actually have a theory for why she doesn't heal him. So she rolls him over and sees his face and immediately recognizes that it's not actually Ivan. So she's just like, oh shit, like this isn't my warder.
So hold on real quick.
Because they recast, right? Because they recast the actor. And
they recast him just to kill him. It's fucking insane.
This is the first time that she realized that it's not the same guy.
I was in some chats, and these people there only cared about Elaine Avienda scenes. They cried and hyperventilated about this more than anything else. Yeah, well, it's wild, right? And those are the people that come in here and call us insane for being frustrated on how they portray our character, our favorite characters, right? Even if like it's one of those things. It's like even if you have like. I would actually like just playing devil's advocate a little bit here. I don't know if devil's advocate is the right word, but if you actually did have Rand if you wanted to change it up and you had Rand still getting with Elaine and Avienda and Min, if it ended up being that, Avienda and Elaine and Min sort of got in, were into each other, you know what? Fine. They're in a 4-person relationship. If that, it's not how I'd want it, but it's one of those, at least, that I could, if that's what you're going to do, like, at least you're going to do it. Right. This just them bypassing Rand and having nothing to do. And just, it's now Avienda and, Elaine love affair out, without Rand being involved is just ridiculous.
I
prefer the sister angle, but I
totally acknowledge that, and we've already talked about it a little bit about the problems with that, but it's really even hard to say that that's like in my top whatever of problems with this episode. One, it was like a foregone conclusion. Like from halfway through season 1, it was well, not even halfway. From season 1, it was obvious that they were going to do this, right? Yeah. So,
All right. I'll start moving along. We'll get through. Okay. So let's see here. So just keep me updated on that, but and we'll try and get you through it. So all right. So we have the odd choice. Okay. So this is where you're talking about Moraine. Moraine is just walking around the streets of Tarvalin without his warder during a Black Aja attack.
And
Right?
then
Is
she
that what
just
you're talking
leaves.
about?
She
She just
yeah she saves Swan, and then she just leaves. So like the two of them don't link up to go like deal with the threat in the city and like try to stop the attack on the tower and all that other shit. They just she shows up. She tosses her a quick sort of like dispel magic on the shield, and then she stands around long enough to be seen by Swan, and then leaves. Hilarious. All of it's good. It's all good.
It's like, hey, bitch, I saved you. That's gonna take some extra munching time later. All right,
Yeah, I'm
just so you
sure.
know,
I'm sure that the show fans are going to say it's because of how they
love.
left off the last time they saw each other, and the fact that they're broken up right now, and blah blah blah. It's like it's so dumb, so dumb.
I fucking love it. They're broken up right now. Yeah, 100%, 100% All right, all right. So let's see here. Let me move forward. So interesting choice of all the things you could do. You break the bell tower that is CGI and try and drop it on her. Interesting choice. It's not what I
Yeah,
would have
don't just
done,
pop her
but
head like you literally just did to the other two. Don't do that.
yeah. So and with all the for some reason Moraine still didn't like free her of saved her from the falling rocks. Watch for falling rocks, but didn't help her get free of her of being bound and shielded. Nope, you can
Yeah,
do that
hey,
yourself, bitch.
Joshua brings up an interesting point, right? What was the silly oath that Moraine swore?
Oh gosh, wasn't it to obey the Amerlin seat?
And then she banished her from Tarvalon and told her that she could never return, right?
Yes, that's why I
Right.
think we're calling this the like everybody's like, oh, she meant literally the oath she swore was literally like the hall of the tower. I don't know. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit.
Yeah, I
They're
mean,
getting like yeah. So she wanders off. Oh wow, I forgot the rocks were in the. It's lucky that there's nobody over there to fucking get crushed.
mhm.
She's like, oh my god, I'm so shocked. She saved me. Lance, meanwhile, is like, where did you go? I was looking for you, and I
Like,
found a hallway of dead warders.
I love that. So Lan in the scene, right? Lan has no idea that Nynaeve is in the hall of the tower, right?
Yeah, she shouldn't,
I
as
mean,
far as I know.
they're not bonded.
Nope.
Um, it was a whole secretive thing. So Lan should be looking at like all of his dead buddies and like what the hell happened here. And he just totally bypasses them, checks nobody's pulses, does
Nope.
nothing, and then
All
finds
his
Nynaeve, who's not covered by the columns that collapsed on her, who nobody bothered to heal or like do anything with. So like they all left and just left Nynaeve's allegedly unconscious rather than dead body. It's just total nonsense. It's literally, yeah, cool. And
oh
ends
boy.
in there's
Jesus. Yeah. Look at all these dead warders too, and somehow Maxim and Ivan were fine at this point. Nynaeve, how are you alive? That pillar fell on you. Don't think
also
about it.
he can't heal, so she's just at however effed up she is right now when before he walks in, she's just still that messed up. Like
Yeah. Yeah. Mm, mm.
Land
But
violates the first rule of first aid for like spinal injuries,
yeah,
which
lose
a
her
giant
immediately.
column falling on you would count.
Lose her immediately. Well, obviously it didn't hit her, right?
Well,
It
no,
it
he
just
grabs he
it's
grabs
just
her
dusty.
head and like lifts it to like, "Are you okay?" It's like,
Yeah,
and
that's
paralyzed.
Andrew. You're not wrong. Yeah, how are you alive? You died 2 seasons ago. Shit. Oh my god. All right, moving
Yeah.
along. Okay, this is where we get. Is this the? Yeah, this. Okay,
It's
we get the weird. We're gonna drop the word calendar 8 times scenes.
yeah, this is the world's worst sort of exposition drop. Like the next 10 minutes are just nothing but exposition, and it's all wrong. Like this is where we get the like I spent a month on a boat line, so like at
Yes,
least
you're right. Yeah.
this is also where we get the show making our joke about the White Tower looking like a dick.
Well, they like yeah they thought they called it a dick at the end, but whatever. Yeah, so this is where we get the boats, and then we're talking about. Of course, we say. Uh, Andrew thinks they said calendar. The show fans said there's a calendar in tier, which I buy. There probably is a calendar in tier. Kyan, good to see you back. Good, glad you're back. Who did anybody else to show? Willie, you man, you've been doing yeoman duty. You've been here all day, so appreciate you. So now we're back to the shining shoes comment.
Oh my goodness!
You saw the? Did you see this before it came out? The little clip. This was a pre-show clip they did as well.
I did not see the clip before it came out. No.
Okay, so yeah, they're shining your shoes, and like this is where. So wait, is this the contradiction? Like I don't want to get bogged down too much, but I don't. Is this where? No, this is them talking about the boat.
Yep.
Then and then doing a little bit of whining. This is then. Let's see here. Elaine tells them that Moraine has fetched her to get them, and so then we.
Hey,
then
Vaughn in the chat. I think we should say thanks for showing up. If you clearly like the show, enjoy it.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, perfect. I touched plenty of grass. No worries. It's all good. We'll see you later.
I think it's funny. He thinks we're bitter.
I'm not.
No, this is making lemonade out of lemons. We're like, I mean, I'm glad that you can enjoy the show. We are also enjoying the show, just in a different way. I think our way is more accurate to what's being produced.
I don't care. I'm done. I'm done with all that. Go enjoy it. It's fine. I don't care.
They made a comedy. It's I feel the same way about the show as I do like Sharknado 6. And like I liked Sharknado 6. It's great.
Sharknado 6 was hilarious. Yeah. It's really good.
Yeah. And it's just, it's unfortunate that they decided to use one of the great series of modern fantasy and turn it into Sharknado. That's a huge waste of potential. But I mean, Sharknado is enjoyable in its own way.
Yeah, I guess it has its place. I've taken the stance. I'm sort of just done. So I don't even really. We've had quite a few people come in and start throwing hate at us. I don't care anymore. I used to try and do what you're doing, like be the bigger man and sort of talk to them, but they don't really want to hear it. They just want to distract, and it's fine. So, I've just decided that I'm taking a book out of some of the bigger YouTubers out there. Just ban them. That's what they do to us in the show streams. We try to make an actual comment and we just get the ban hammer. So, do unto others, I guess, right?
I don't necessarily support that. I think if he wants to, unless he starts making rude and comments at other people who are in here, then okay, fine. But if you just want to say that, well, I actually like this scene. Okay, good. And if you want to contribute to the conversation, we can even have a conversation about it. I am legitimately interested in understanding a person who watches this and is like, that was technically and narratively good. Not like it was hilariously bad. Not like it was so bad that it was good, but like
Yeah,
I actually I want to understand those people. It's
it's one of those. I'm with you because I used to care, but I've had these conversations enough that I'm just done because I don't want to have those conversations. But I know that's a generalization. But I've tried on way too many occasions, and I just it's one of those. I just I'd rather talk about the show than try and rationalize with somebody that.
What is the
Is
thing you're trying to find in this scene, by the way?
Which I was just sort of skipping around. Oh, this is where Moraine. I think this is where Moraine tells them not to. I skipped by a whole bunch. Sorry. Moraine. This is where Elaine fetches them for Moraine to say, "I want you to stay in the city." Then I think isn't it immediately after Moraine tells them that they should leave, or is that a little bit later? Because this is where
Moraine,
she says, "You guys are gonna do whatever the fuck you want." But don't listen to me. Listen to me, whatever. And then later is when she tells him that I don't want you to stay anymore. I want you to leave. It's sort of she's contradicting herself, and it's just like, okay, make up your mind.
okay.
But so you saw this scene, so I'm not going to play too much of it. It's just her talking about shining shoes and whatever. And
just exposition drops, and then
and she says, "Don't leave this room. All 7 of you stay in this room and don't leave, because it's dangerous."
We get the three boys leaving.
Hey, who would have thought, Pips, that bringing the Dragon Reborn and the Horn of Valir, the person that blew the Horn of Valir, to Tar Valon was dangerous.
I mean, I just like the fact that apparently the entire Hall of the Tower was like, if we find the dragon, we're required by Tower law to like chain and cage him. And he's walking around with a dude with the Horn of Valir, and they're calling him the dragon in public in a place in Tar Valon. Also, I like the fact that the tower attack scene happened before this scene. So when they go out and they walk around the city and they're like drinking and playing cards and like hanging out with random civilians and stuff, if the White House just blew up in like a terrorist attack yesterday, do you think the people in Washington D.C. would just be like, "Yeah, let's go out and hit up the bar scene, try and pick up some girls"?
Chill. It's all good.
Like,
yeah.
There would be nobody out and about.
Happened. A whole bunch of people just died, and it's dangerous in New York. But let's just go around the corner and get a beer.
Yeah, it would be martial law. There would be warders and Aes Sedai like out patrolling the streets. There would be tower guard. There would be nobody out. Like it's absurd. It's the whole thing with Tar Valon. It's completely ridiculous.
Really, we're not going to see Kalendor, so who knows what their plan for Kalendor was? We'll never see it because I think it looks like they were trying for episode or for season 4 for it. But TV, is it Duaki? The link is expired for their preview thing. So you can't really get it unless it was and
it comes out next week. So
it comes out next week. So I don't, the only reason I have it is I have it privated. So, which is, I can't share it with anybody because I'll get slapped by YouTube. So, yep. So, so it'll be, unfortunately, if you missed it, there's not really a good way to get it unless you know somebody that has recorded it. So, moving on here. So this is where, okay, so all right, so Avienda and crew are following Rand around. Rand goes, "Stop following me around."
Yeah, this.
Okay, so
many of these I will put in. I'll put into the category of just really bad script writing. Like, I mean, like these scenes were just like painful to watch from a like,
Yeah.
why are characters talking this way perspective. That's
wild,
every single
right?
one of these scenes all the same.
1 sec. So yeah, well, and then immediately after, she leaves.
Yeah.
It's like my duty to. It's like, well, stop, and she's like, well, I'm judging you, and then she's like, well, stop, and then she's like, okay. She stops.
Did they CGI Perrin's throw to be even larger in the background? I feel like when we see him in other scenes, it's like a reasonable size, like still silly that it's his haircut in the show, but that's a very large throw in the back. I wonder if he changed.
It feels like I don't know. He got a haircut somewhere because it's really big in these Tarvalin scenes. It seems like in the shots of in the Two Rivers, it's gotten smaller. What's up, Jinja? Good to see you, Jinja Ninja. Thanks for popping in, buddy.
Anyway, sorry, that was sidetrack.
Yeah,
let's talk about the good stuff, and by good I mean hilarious.
Yeah. So let's see here. So I forgot what we're talking about here. Oh, is this her talking about? Oh, okay. This is her. I don't need to see her talking about Rand touching. When Rand tries to have sexy time with Egwene, she thinks of as Rena. So great. Now this is the boys at the bar.
With the crowds of people who should have been in the scenes yesterday with the fighting in the streets and not in the scenes today because everybody should have been on lockdown. They literally filmed the city backwards. But
yeah. And Matt is flaunting the Horn of Valyr around,
and calling him the dragon.
Calling Rand the dragon, flaunting the horn around, calling himself the horn sounder, getting portraits made. Given that you're the dragon, head up your ass. Like,
totally ridiculous.
That is the Matt we know, right? Yeah, totally ridiculous. Oh, and then this one, I didn't catch this the first time through. It took the replay.
It's the scene that was supposed to have been made by people who saw it and is now being made by
which irritated. I'll be honest, it irritated the shit out of me because it shows that they know what they should have done and what they were supposed to do, and they just chose not to do it. It's not even it's an okay depiction, but I don't know why there's a lightning bolt hitting Ishii on the head, and why Ishii has no legs, but
And Andrew, yes, that's exactly what they're doing. And I just want to say that I think your intro video is still a better adaptation of this fight than the $150 million budget show.
Are they talking about the horn and Ram being the dragon in the middle of Tarvalin? Yes. Yes. It's hard to believe, but yes. Quality writing. That's So this one got to me just for the simple fact that it shows that they knows what they know what it was supposed to be.
It's worth pointing out that Rand has already been captured by the Aes Sedai and shielded by the Amyrlin and all that other stuff prior to this happening.
Yeah.
So like a whole bunch of White Tower sisters actually know what he looks like, know who he is, have already captured him, and he's going around flaunting in Tarvalon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. The Dragon Reborn is actively walking around Tarvalon, calling himself the Dragon Reborn in public, around all kinds of people that want to chain him up and keep him safe, and tell him what to do.
I think we should skip the entirety of their conversation and just show Moraine and Lanfear talking because apparently Moraine and Lanfear are because like the boys, they're not main characters. That doesn't matter. Like nothing that they say in that scene, because there's no women present. Nothing that they say in that scene is actually relevant to the plot.
It really isn't. Yeah. So
But this though, yeah, I mean,
this is where
Moraine and
this is where
Lanfear plotting.
Moraine and Lanfear plot to together to get Rand to go to Tyr, because
Yes,
like we said, the books make it quite
and one other thing,
Lanfear's
right?
idea.
And one
Sorry,
other
go
thing.
ahead. Yeah.
The other thing that they're plotting that they don't show us until afterwards when they have their conversation again is they're plotting to have her, Lanfear, attack the main characters. So they're plotting to have Lanfear attack Rand, Matt, Perrin, Egwene, Nynaeve, all of them.
Yes, so that it also, that's what makes this whole thing even worse. Is this you don't know what the plan is, but this is them planning to kill everybody apparently, because they're all dead. But yeah, so Ishii was a gentle soul too, by the way.
Oh my gosh! Then using the Ishii line was
Ishii was a gentle soul. He just wanted to sell Subarus. That's all he wanted to do. So,
and then we get the sword, the Malkieri sword, because he's got a magic sword that he hasn't been using this whole time.
So the Malkieri sword, for some reason, he's not using because it's power wrought, and apparently the power wrought blades are going to be the key to killing Forsaken, because Rand's power wrought sword killed Ishmael. So it dawned on them.
There's another interesting thing about that point, right? So we know from the clips that they released before this season that Rand ends up getting Lan's current sword. So the sword on Lan's back right now, Rand gets it, right?
Right.
How much do we want to bet that they're going to forget that apparently the power wrought swords are the ones that are supposed to be able to kill Forsaken? Because Rand is going to use Lan's current sword that he gives up because it's not a good enough sword. And Rand is going to use that sword later.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah. So at least, I will give them this. At least they didn't forget that Tam's sword melted. and you're right, Aldan. It didn't kill Lanfear, so I don't know. They can't. Retcon, I guess.
That is true. Moraine used Rand's sword to stab Lanfear. I forgot about that.
Yep, she did. She did indeed. But has Suwan been useful in this show at all? Her initial contribution go? No, she hasn't. She's been useless. She's the worst Amerlin ever, and she's about to get pushed around by a novice / accepted.
Do you think I will hurt them?
Yeah.
To get them to do what we want? Yes.
Yes, you will. You just proved that you will. That's what I like about you. We're gonna fuck later. Oh.
Well, I am getting the battery low notice too, so just a heads up.
Okay. Well, is there something you want to skip to?
I don't know, man. Like I said before, it's hard to even think of what was the worst thing in the show. I think we got to just go to, I don't know, maybe instead of kind of going through each of these, just
sum it up,
pick sort of like a screenshot or whatever, and
So we have, of course, Lan and Nynaeve are screwing. Well, this is a good one. So Egwene, how did you feel about Egwene bullying her way in? So first, she doesn't want to be Aes Sedai. She keeps telling Suwan she doesn't want to go to her tower. So she doesn't want to be Aes Sedai anymore. Then, because Suwan begs her to go back, Egwene agrees to go back. Then Egwene, of course, does her accepted trial. Of course, ends with her. It looks like exploding Rand, because she comes out all bloody, which I guess that's what she did. And then she, of course, for some reason, we're now putting emphasis on "I have the ring." The amount of times that they go "I have the ring," referring to an Aes Sedai ring.
Yes.
It gives access to the secret door of goodness, is I don't know what the fuck we're doing. But then she gets the ring from the Cracker Jack box, and she grabs it, and she's like, "I'm accepted. I can do whatever I want. Fuck you, Suwon."
Yeah, I mean the whole thing with the her accepted trial is actually just another piece of evidence. I think that they know the show is canceled.
Maybe.
They gave us an entire episode of Nynaeve's accepted trial.
Yep.
But then give us approximately 3 seconds of Egwene's accepted trials.
Yep. Well, and also don't forget,
and like you,
the other problem is they gave her other they gave part of her accepted trial to Rand in the end of season 1.
Yeah. I just mean like that. Like I expected her to have an entire episode of her accepted trial because obviously she's the main character.
It's a big chunk.
So,
Agreed.
So the fact that they gave her 20 seconds of an accepted trial, like they know that they are absolutely speed running to cancellation. They're just trying to get it. They're trying to get to the few scenes that they wanted to do, right? So there's going to be a few things that they want to absolutely like desecrate and grave rob and just like practice terrible dark arts on, and we're going to get those this season. And this episode is just this is the yeoman work that they just had to get through to get to the things that they want to take big old shits on.
It's just,
and that's why like it doesn't make any sense. It's just a parade of nonsense. It's non sequitur after non sequitur. There's no connection between them. It's just shitty sort of exposition drops. And it's because they're just trying to get to episode 3 and episode 4 and episode 5 so that they can ruin X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. Just the fact that Egwene is so entitled, and she's just like Suwon is so that Egwene is so entitled, and that Suwon is so fucking weak. It's just like
I do want to say on that point. I mean, good on them for consistency, right? So, season 1, episode 1, right, made, I guess, Nynaeve made her into like a kind of terrible person, right?
Yeah.
Season 2, episode 1 made Moraine into a terrible person. She was already bad, but like it made her into like the mega bitch, right?
Yeah.
And now season 3, episode 1 is making Egwene like even worse than Moraine.
Yeah, it's wild.
Like she's just an like absolute bitch.
Just, absolute, just full on. I'm better than you. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I've been I've been channeling for a whole week, and I am better than all of you people. And it's just like, wow. Like last time I saw you, you were still like crumping to channel, but whatever. It's amazing. All right, let's see what else. So of course they're sleeping together. We get a terrible version of Maiden's Kiss. Who cares? I don't know if it's a terrible version or not. It's who cares. Of course we're gonna get Maiden's Kiss because of course. Here's the big scene that everybody was expecting. Do I have it on 2x speed? I do.
I mean, I feel like we already talked about this. I feel like we already talked about this.
I have a crush on you. I'm going to mount you. Yep. And now we get, is this, we then have Egwene and Rand sexy time, and she can't do it because Rand reminds him, or Egwene reminds him, or Egwene Egwene thinks Rand is Rena, apparently.
Yeah.
Then you get, the bubble of evil. The big, it's what I'm sorry, it's not a bubble of evil. The fake out bubble of evil. This is where we get to the I guess the assassination of Moraine. I don't know who this assassinates, but we get the fake out bubble of evil, which is crazy because I thought they were actually doing good.
What was wild to me about this is you have the scene of Moraine and Lan like in their room, not reacting to what's.
Oh, did I lose Pips? Oh, I think I lost him. Right there. He must have ran out of battery. Sorry, buddy. We almost made it. Well, next time we do this, we'll have to make sure your battery is fully charged, my man. But like, yep. Sorry, buddy. Yeah, he just messaged me. Oh shit. Shit. Yeah, we ran out of he ran out of juice. So just to recap, and I don't know if because we're gonna finish up here in a minute anyways. We've been going for almost that was fun as fuck. I love talking to Pips about this shit. Hopefully we can do this every time. Have a late time. Oh, let's see if he's gonna try on his phone to at least finish his thought. Hey,
Yep.
you good?
I don't know. Well, you'll have to tell me if the audio is
Hey,
too bad
good
on my
you're good
phone.
enough, man. You're good enough, dude. Like to especially get your final thoughts out. At least you're not gonna yeah.
I think I was just talking about how the marine and land scene, how they were kind of standing there. The
Yep.
original presentation made it seem like they were under the effects of the, at the time, maybe you thought it was Bubble of Evil sort of situation.
Yep.
And then it gets revealed that they were actually in on it, that it was their plan. That is wild. That's wild character destruction.
I just remember watching it the first time going, why the fuck aren't they doing anything? Like, is something wrong with them? Is something like happen? I'm trying to find the card scene.
I thought that they were kind of like Matt. Matt is like paralyzed by what's happening to him. I thought that was what was happening to them.
Oh, that's Archer Hawkening.
And-
I didn't even notice that's Archer Hawkening card. Sorry. It's Archer Hawkening, Brigitte, and Emma Rasu. I didn't realize those were the cards, but I sort of liked what they were doing. Like I was distracted by what they were doing. I was like, wow, the cards actually, we actually got something going on. Then we get the rough sexy time with Egwene. And then it's all going down. It's like, oh shit, so they're actually doing a bubble of evil. Holy crap. And I was sort of like, well shit, this like I almost was ready to give them some praise. Right?
I mean,
and then they fucked it up.
Yep.
It's like there's no other way to say it because it's like okay, we're sort of doing it, and then of course Egwene figures out how to beat the mirror Rands instead of Rand. So Rand is of course.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, and Rand doesn't have a sword. So,
Rand,
one more example of him being unarmed and ill-equipped for a challenge.
Yeah. So shit, I forgot about that. But so Egwene saves the day in that room, and then like the whole time, like it's like what the hell is going on with like is Moraine and Land? What is going on with Moraine and Land? Because they're just sitting there, and you're like, well, are they paralyzed? Have they been drugged? Is somebody controlling them? Are they slowed? What is going on? And then you're right, we find out because Land starts freaking out that it was their plan.
So there's another issue with this, right? Which is that the only reason that intervention happens is because Lan is like, oh no, my girlfriend called for me, which means that Moraine's instructions to him was to essentially let them all die. Like, no amount of yelling and screaming was apparently going to draw them to intervene, except I guess Nynaeve screamed. So Nynaeve is the most important character, obviously. It's not like you have the Dragon Reborn, and,
there it is.
And
So I don't know if you can see it. It's very dark, but I'm gonna slow it down the other direction now because that is Perrin with an axe in his fucking
chest. Yes. It happens a second time.
Look at it.
Oh yeah.
It is.
Yeah, dude is straight dead.
Look how fast this thing is flying through the air.
Mm-hmm.
It just goes. Oh,
That
you're
thing,
like, oh, thump. Go ahead.
And we should remember that's like a +5 magic axe that cleaved right through Joffrey Bornhold's breastplate. it
Dude,
one hit killed an armored. It one hit killed an armored dude.
It's not the same axe. I wish it fucking was, but it's not. I fucking wish it was. I know it's not.
You're right. You're right. Because he stole like the big old bearded, like double bearded axe thing, right?
Yeah. It would be so good if it was, because this looks like I don't know why there's just an axe sitting around, like a lumberjack axe
in a bedroom.
Oh, I forgot. She just got stabbed. Oh,
yeah.
She got stabbed. I totally forgot she just got stabbed. She's dead again.
Oh, she gets stabbed allegedly 11 times during this fight.
11, so that's one. Well, we're not going to do that now.
Lan says 11 times.
So we're not going to count it now. That'll probably be fight autopsy count. But
yeah, and I'm 100% sure it's not 11 times. It's more than 11 times.
Probably. I don't doubt it. So Lan is, of course. I don't know what Lan is. Just looking at them. We have Rand's hatching.
No, so Lan's not looking at them because they're in Moraine's room.
No. I mean, they're doing. Lan is freaking out, looking at Moraine, going, "Ow, ow," and Moraine's like, "Yeah, they're probably all dying, but don't worry about it. It's going according to plan." Okay.
Why does he not have? Why does he not have his Hidori on?
Wow. Hold on. It is so. What the? It is so embedded in his chest. Loyal has to two-hand it out of him.
Yes.
How did that not go through him?
The dude's dead. He gets hit twice with the axe.
He gets hit again?
Hold
on, okay, so
it's gonna.
He has to, oh my god! Loyal has to pull it out.
Yep, and he's gonna throw it. Right, he's gonna throw it, or it's gonna escape. Right. There you go. Gone, right? And then it comes back. It comes back and hits Perrin in the chest again.
Oh, no. Oh, it hit him in the fingers. What the fuck?
He allegedly, because his wedding ring gets cut, so like allegedly he catches it. No, this chopped his fingers off and killed him. That's what happened.
If it went through his ring, yes, 100. And I remember his ring being split into 4. Oh my god, look at that. That's
it gets split. It's split on both sides, so it's not like it is cut on one side. Which the only way that happens.
It cut through both. It cut through his fucking finger to cut both sides. I didn't even fucking realize that. Holy shit!
Yeah. So he had his fingers chopped off, and that thing buried itself into his damn chest. Look at it. Look at it.
Was it? It's.
Oh wait, never mind. He caught it with his hand. It chopped halfway through his hand, is what they're saying. Allegedly, that shit would have chopped all the way through his hand and chopped him in the chest.
Yeah. Oh no. Look, he's already dead. That fucking to the chest. I mean, you saw how fast that thing was flying. He's dead. Like that went right into his chest. That should have went through him.
Yeah.
It's okay. There's another stabby stab. Like Nynaeve's never gonna have children.
I will say, other than the fact that the gray men apparently look like whites from.
Apparently, they're vampires. Yeah.
No, it's like it's a Game of Thrones. It's a Game of Thrones White Walker. Like, yeah, it's not. Walkers, yeah. It's not a person. It's not a person who like just looks very forgettable and sort of blank eyes and whatever. Nope, you are like a Lich or a White Walker or.
Can I ask you something real quick? Do you think this is so? Do you think this makes the Moghedien thing at the end? Is this Jacob Carradine or is this a different one?
So I'm not sure if that was supposed to be a flashback or not. Like I don't know. They didn't establish it one way or the other way.
Yeah, I can't tell. I
But
don't think it doesn't
yeah,
look like
so
him. No, I don't think it's
yeah,
him.
so I can't tell. Also, I watched the episode like on my phone. So you know, like
Hard
small
to tell.
screen. That's why like I thought he got hit in the chest twice because I couldn't tell that he caught it
Yeah,
with his
well, it was
hand
pretty close.
allegedly.
How many times does an axe have to go through you to kill you?
Yeah. Apparently only once if you're Joffrey Bornhold.
Yeah, through armor for him, but like just shirt. I guess he had a really good shirt on. So are they shooting him the cards?
It looks like they are
Just
slashing at him
pretending?
and shooting bow. Yeah. So they're.
But I don't see him taking any damage. But
Yeah, I know. I think it's all in his head because he says, "Are you seeing this?" and Nynaeve doesn't. So he's having a hallucination, which honestly, so
he's also dead. So it's hard for her to see anything once she's dead. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Oh hey. So now the axe is strangling Bane. That's Bane, right? Or is that Chiad? I don't know.
Who knows? Who cares?
Lan is, of course, like I'm still at this point. I'm still like trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. I'm like, why is Lan like pacing?
Yeah.
Like I didn't put it together that they knew and were not doing anything.
It doesn't make sense until you get the after reveal that like they were in on it, which is just devastating to their characters.
It's unbelievable.
Like, conspiring with a literal Forsaken is like you can't even not joke about that. It's just absurd.
And she killed our like two of them. They're for sure. Well, Egwene gets stabbed. Like, they're all like.
Yes, Perrin
so
should
there you
be
go.
dead.
So
Egwene
she, of
should
course,
be dead.
Nynaeve is definitely dead. I think Rand didn't. I don't think Rand got stabbed.
You can at least argue that Nynaeve was apparently attacked by Moghedien, so that like Moraine didn't know about the Gray Man attack.
Right.
So
if we're being
what Moraine and Lan knew about is two of the five main characters being killed, and potentially Matt. Like we don't actually know what would have happened to Matt had it gone on longer.
Yeah, we're okay. But why did killing the Gray Man stop it?
No idea. I feel like that was just a like
Winky dink.
Or does Matt get like knocked into? Let's see him snap out.
I don't know.
Let's watch that.
Yeah. We'll see here. So okay, this is Lan. Lan freaks out and gets his. Is that his old sword? It doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter.
So Rand goes OP and destroys all the mirrors. Okay.
Let me.
Which is whatever.
It's fine. I don't care. But it's to the point at this point. It's like, well, it doesn't. It's all ruined because it's not a bubble of evil. Like everything that happens is bullshit because it's not a bubble of evil. So Rand freaking. Did he do anything?
Just to like he did. It flew out and it shattered all the mirrors. I just want to point out that again. So I brought it before that it would be very difficult to do the one power justice in a way that is accurate to how strong it is, but also interesting, but also not just like total plot armor. Let's be honest. Like the books.
Yeah.
You know, like the person who's supposed to win wins because they're supposed to win is like kind of a way to look at like the way that the one power works in the books, and that's not a derogatory thing. Like it's a somewhat hard, somewhat soft magic system. It's kind of the way that those things work. But in the show, They just have the one power do things that even the one power couldn't do in the books, like making manifestations out of mirrors. Like those would be non-corporeal. They would be visual illusions.
Yeah.
In season 2, Lanfear like stitching that woman's mouth shut.
Well, that's the thing too. Is like even if this was Lanfear that did this, how?
But that's my point. So they've
like,
actually
how?
Every time they have the one power be used in the show, they actually make their job of making the one power work. They make it harder because they don't have any rules. They don't have any rules.
Yep.
So.
Nope. And it just can do whatever the fuck it wants. And it's like oh my god, parent has a hole in his stomach. Or immediate. So I guess that's Moraine healing Nynaeve.
So
is that Moraine healing Nynaeve?
Can we back up? It is Moraine healing Nynaeve.
Was it, or was it Nynaeve healing
Nynaeve?
It was.
No, it was Moraine. It was Moraine. Moraine followed Lan out there. I just want to see how Matt snaps out of it because I think it might be that he just gets like bumped into. Let's see. Okay. He runs down. Come on. What the hell does it actually happen?
He blows up the mirrors.
Yep.
I don't know. It's like it's taking forever. I'm trying not to let it run and get the freaking stream shut down. I got to pause here every minute because it's happened a few times today. Okay, there it was.
There we go.
I had it at 2 times speed, so let me.
The
Gray Man snaps him out of it. The Gray Man. It's the Gray Man. So hold on. So Lan comes in and kills the Gray Man. Okay, here we go.
That's it. Oh my gosh, that makes literally no sense.
They fucked it up. Yeah. It was supposed to be the Gray Man, and then they decided that it was Mogideon that makes them. It was totally supposed to be the Gray Man that was doing all this shit. And by the way, holy fuck!
Wild.
If that's something Grayman can do, wow, their power level went fucking crazy.
So I don't think that the Gray Man is doing this stuff. I just think that they forgot when they were making this scene. They forgot that the Gray Man is essentially an interloper. He's not part of the rest of it that was going on. So him being killed should have had no effect on Lanfear's trap.
The Gray Man is supposed to be a monkey wrench, not thrown in there by for Mogideon to fuck with Lanfear's plan. That's what it's supposed to be. But also, we're doing more work to remind everybody of that because the show fucks it up.
Can we talk about how Mogideon apparently used her Gray Man to attack Nynaeve instead of Rand?
Yeah. But yeah, good point.
If she had done what she would have actually done, which is try to go kill the dragon, not like some random girl who she's never met. Like it makes sense from a book perspective that Mogideon and Nynaeve hate each other and are like arch nemesises, but that hasn't happened in the show. So again, there's literally no reason for Mogideon to be sending Gray Men after Nynaeve. She should be sending them after Rand. And what we saw about the way Moraine and Lan were reacting. Lan and Moraine would not have intervened because they wouldn't have known if it would have been a Gray Man that went into Rand's room and started killing Egwene and Rand. They would have just sat there in the room, and then the next morning they would have gotten up and realized that everybody was dead, and they'd be like, "Fuck."
Juan, you can't watch it anymore, man. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to wait till Thursday. They closed the link. If you can find, I don't know if they're trying. I don't know if they posted it on Red Hand or not, or I don't. They really can't. They're being really tight.
Yeah, you just have to wait until Thursday at like 3 a.m. When are they dropping the episodes?
3 a.m. 3 a.m. Pacific. Yep, or 3 a.m. I'm sorry, 3 a.m. Eastern. It's midnight Pacific. They're releasing it. So
they're literally dropping it Yeah, they're ashamed of this. Okay.
It's crazy, but yeah. I happen to have it clipped, so I'm able to show some of them. But so yeah, so the Gray Man, they fucked up completely. Parents dead. Nynaeve's dead. Egwene, did Egwene get stabbed? I don't know. I'm not gonna go back and
She
look.
did, yeah.
I think she did.
As soon
I
as
feel like she did.
yeah, the first thing that happens is the dude comes and stabs her, right?
Yeah, I thought so. Like, right? Yeah, we're not gonna go back and look. I'm sure I'll see it another time. But
Yeah, I'm
now
pretty sure she got
Moraine,
stabbed.
I'm almost positive she got stabbed because it's just like, oh my god, everybody's dead. Everybody's dead.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
now Moraine is of course marching to meet Lanfear in their top secret meeting spot because Moraine
Why
and
did you kill
Lanfear,
everyone? You were
Moraine and
just
Lanfear
supposed to scare
have
them.
Moraine and Lanfear have had enough time to coordinate that they have a secret hiding spot in
A meeting
Tarvalon.
spot.
So yeah, so this is probably where they're gonna make out to later when the official breakup from Suwan happens. But wait, did she say cars?
Cards. Axes. So the axe
Cards.
mirrors cards.
Jesus.
I played my part brilliantly. Yeah.
It would have been fucking great if it said cars, like Subarus were flying around. Oh, that'd been great.
No, Ishi's dead. They don't have the employee discount anymore.
No. He's alive. Don't. He's alive. He'll show up. Don't worry. So she is admitting she did all this. I would love to know how she did all it. It comes back to your point of there are no rules for the one power. The one power can just do whatever.
But simultaneously is apparently useless and can do nothing.
Right.
Yeah. They probably needed to substantially underpower the one power in the show. Like this show needed Aes Sedai to be much less powerful than they are in the books until we start having the dragon and like the new generation of powerful channelers around him that start to like question the old rules and start breaking like established wisdom. That would have been the way to like do the show, and that's another reason that I think that they know that they're canceled, because like you can't, I mean, where do you go in terms of the like stakes and all that other stuff? Like where do you go from the scene in the first 10 minutes of this episode?
You're right. And Cayenne, is it? I'm sorry, Cayenne. I'm sorry if I pronounced her name wrong. I keep saying Lanfear is the pattern now. You're right. She is also the ruler of Mars. So you're right. I think she is gaining power. She's the pattern, and I mean, apparently she is the pattern. She can make a bubble of evil. So you're right. No one was to be harmed. Well, we fucked that out, didn't we? Since 3 of our party are dead.
Wild.
I
like how he reaches for his sword.
Oh god, nothing a little healing can't take care of. This also, now that we're being so flippant about knife wounds and sword wounds, why didn't Ivan get healed?
Well, that's what I said originally.
Yeah. Yep.
The only explanation is that either she actually kind of wanted him to die because she was tired of it and wanted to trade up for Perrin or Rand or somebody else. Or the other explanation is, like I joked, that that was the first time she'd taken a close look at the guy this season and realized, wait a second, this isn't the warder that I had last time. Like this is somebody else. What's going on? She woke up from compulsion and realized that it wasn't her warder, and so she just let it die.
Oh my gosh! Yeah. Oh.
To be convincing. Didn't touch her. She was stabbed 11 times. By whom? An assassin. Grey eyes, blackened fingers. He walked right through the room without anyone seeing him.
Gray eyes, black fingers. I didn't catch that shit. Oh my god.
Yeah. It's because it's a White Walker, not a Gray Man.
Whatever.
I like this part too. He walked through the inn without anyone seeing, except that there was no one there except Nynaeve, and she had her back to him. So it was Matt and Nynaeve, and both of them were looking the other direction, and the thing just walked up and stabbed her in the back.
Yep.
Like what? This, like literally, they didn't even establish the Gray Man.
Yeah,
it's a White Walker. Yeah.
Well, there's the one scene of the Gray Man is like up the stairs, and it's like, well, yeah, he's sort of standing there and he's quiet, but like I don't think anybody would have heard that. Because like what they should have done, it's a missed opportunity. You just have her walk right by it, and he's just standing there. Like it's just a complete missed opportunity. You just have the thing standing there, and she looks right at it and is talking. Like you could have her looking right at it and talking to Matt.
Yes, had it walked up from the other, like literally all it would have had to change is the blocking. Have it walk up from the other side so that she's looking at Matt, and in like the background of the shot, you do it over her shoulder, so it's her talking with Matt, and you just see the Gray Man walking up and just stab her in the stomach, and she doesn't even notice it until like the knife comes in.
Yep, that's exactly right. Right. And then, of course, because everybody's stupid, that's where you have them explain what a Gray Man is real quick here. Because everybody needs to explain what it is, even though it's pretty obvious at that point. But yeah, it's wild. Like even just us like spitballing here, that would have made that scene a million times better. So
also, I don't think anyone had Moghedien is Agenor on their bingo card. I don't think anyone had that. So that's actually that was a surprise.
It makes sense though, right? We love for some reason we're in love with Moghedien, but so we're giving Moghedien better stuff to do than what Moghedien does, but whatever. So yeah, so
I love that Lanfear is afraid of Moghedien in this show now.
Yeah, it's fucking God, it's so bad. Oh, fuck.
Lanfear was afraid of literally zero of the other Forsaken.
Nobody. No. Zero. Yeah. She's afraid of nobody. All right. So this is where Perrin declares he's afraid and wants to go home.
Oh, man. Yeah, sure.
I love that. I love that. Yeah, it's really my favorite that Perrin's motivation to go home is not to protect the Two Rivers from White Cloaks or from an impending Trolloc attack. It's because I'm a coward and I'm tired of fighting. I don't want to be a part of this. I want to go home.
He wants to join the Way of Belief. Yeah.
Yeah, that's his motivation. Is I don't want to do any of this. I'm a crybaby and I'm sad. I want to go home. It's not. Yeah, it has zero to do with anything good. It's just him being a coward. Awesome.
I mean, let's look at it here. So, Matt, season 2, absolute coward, right? Like the whole remember when he walked up and saw Egwene crying and then just left.
Yep.
So abandons his friends, coward.
Yep.
Doesn't do anything until he gets powered up with the horn stuff, and even then, all he manages to do is stab his buddy.
Yep.
Perrin right now, obviously coward. Honestly, Perrin's been a coward the whole time with this whole Way of Leaf nonsense that they keep on bringing up, and him not wanting to fight, and from season 1 on.
Yeah, but coward, murderer, cheap shot, murdering people behind their back. Yeah, complete bitch.
Rand, not a coward, is completely useless, an absolute idiot, and a total cuck.
Yep. So he's just an idiot. Like that. Rand has no fucking I can't find the word, but he's just a moron. He's right. His sole motivation is Egwene.
Yes.
And I guess this season
he exists. He exists to be told by women what he should do, and then he just does it.
And then apparently, for some reason, besides for wanting to please Egwene this season, he also wants an army or something.
Well, because Elaine told him to.
That's you're right. You're actually right. I totally didn't think about it because Elaine and him have such a good relationship. I guess they got to know each other on the boat.
Yeah, she healed him for some reason. Not Nynaeve, she did. And then on the boat off camera. Now they're all best friends.
Nice.
Also, can we talk about the fact that apparently the Aiel maidens went on a month-plus long boat? No fucking way.
Yeah.
Avienda would not have gotten on a boat with them like that. No. We know that.
Yeah.
We know that. Yeah. She couldn't like go out into the Ebudar Harbor.
Yeah. No word about water or how weird wetlanders are with their water and their boats and their boat contraption. Nope, none of that.
Imagine. It's a good thing they time skipped it because imagine how she and her buddies Banachad would be completely non-threatening and like not taken seriously by anyone else in the party after having watched them like sobbing and in the fetal position and vomiting from motion sickness for a month straight.
Jesus Christ.
Same thing with Nynaeve. Nynaeve and the Aiel would have just been absolutely downgraded in everyone's mind after a month-long voyage.
Yeah, fuck. And then we couldn't not look at this fucking apparently this is Lan's Valkyrie ring. I don't fucking know what it even is.
So in the books, he gives her his signet ring, the ring of the Valkyrie Kings, right?
Right.
In the show, apparently, he's giving him his mother's ring, which is weird because we know that like he as an infant was taken from Malkir with the sword and ring of the Valkyrie Kings and nothing else, right? Like, hey, you guys, our elite soldiers, take our heir and child and the last king of Malkir, take him and the signs of the Valkyrie King, which are the sword and the ring that have been the held by the king of Malkir for generations, and like flee as fast as you can. We're all about to fight to the death and die. I guess his mom also took off her ring and was like, "Here you go."
Fuck. I think I can't wait for so I really think the orphan in the waste is going to end up reclaiming this ring because he says something about it's a ring for queens or something. It's also his mother's ring. Isn't the king? Isn't the ring in the books his father's Valkyrie ring?
Yes. Yeah, that's what I was saying. That it's the king's signet.
So I think this is much more important. My mother's ring, powerful woman.
I mean, I think we're probably thinking too much into this. All this is them getting engaged.
Yeah, I know, but I fucking hope that ring is fucking like a staying point for the fucking orphan. I really hope she turns out to be Queen of Malkir. I can't wait for it to happen. There's also a queen in Tyr, right? There's a queen in Tyr, right? Isn't that didn't they say there's a queen in Tyr?
I mean, I'm totally fine with all of these terribly run places being led by women as like a hilarious unintentional self-own.
Yeah. Oh shit. All right, of course we get sexy time, and then everybody leaves. Who are you? I don't know who you are, man.
Dick joke. I mean, honestly,
of course. Yeah. Ha ha ha.
I mean, it's the best. It's the best line of dialogue in the entire show because it's the only one. I think I've said this before. Like, this show would be better if they just intentionally made it a satire. And that line right there was like, yeah, this is how you should treat the show at this point. Just just accept that it's terrible, turn it into Sharknado, make meta humor jokes, do fourth wall breaks, whatever.
Yep. So let's see. That's where do we? So we end with they, after Egwene's big speech about how they got to do everything together. Egwene decides to go with Rand because she won't leave Rand apparently for some reason. Avienda goes with Rand because Rand goes to the waste because he doesn't want to go to Tyr, and Avienda told him that there's cars there or something. So he wants to go see the cars, and then Perrin is running home because
who's talking right now?
Huh?
This dialogue. Sorry.
Oh, that's Egwene.
Okay, interesting.
That's Egwene talking to Avienda because apparently it's known that Avienda and Elaine are shacking up.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So we have Loyal is going with Perrin. I don't even know why, just because they're buddies, I guess. And then Bane and Chiad have toe to Loyal. So they're going with Loyal, not with Perrin. They have a Wookiee life debt. So yeah. And then Matt is a coward. So he's staying in Tarvalin because he thinks he's crazy. And he's staying with Nynaeve because Nynaeve is a pretend healer. So he thinks if anybody can heal his mind sickness, it's Nynaeve. Because
oh my gosh, that scene where they're talking about his memories and the old tongue and stuff was so stupid.
So bad. Yeah. So like Nynaeve has not shown that she can heal fucking a cut on her. Nynaeve has not shown she can administer a bandage correctly. So
the last time that she tried to help somebody in psychological distress, it was Steppen. So
Yep, absolutely right. Good call. So yeah, she's done more harm than good. She would have her license taken away. She has done more harm than good when it comes to her doctoring between Steppen and shoving an arrow through Elaine's leg. I don't know how she's walking right, but yeah. And then we get the cringe post.
Oh my goodness!
Post stinger, I guess, with the spider webs. I can't.
So I thought she was saying, "Do you want to be great?"
Oh,
so she's saying,
great.
"Do you want?" She's saying, "Do you want to be gray?" Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's saying, "Do you want to be gray?" Because oh God, fuck this show. So apparently, for her to make gray men, they have to agree to want to be gray men.
I guess.
Well, that's what this is showing, because this is also Jacob Carradine, who is a great dark friend without being fucked with. So I don't know, like, you just removed the whole reason for having Jacob Carradine. You fucked it up. Jacob Carradine's a great character, and you just completely waste it.
He also would have been a decent adversary in the Tanshiko stuff.
Yeah.
And now he's just a gray man. Now his name is an Easter egg. That's
exactly right. His name is an Easter egg, 100%. Yeah, Moganor is born. You're right. Moganor is born.
But if you ask for it, then you become something different, like light or dark.
This scene did absolutely nothing for me. I mean, we don't even really know exactly we can't even necessarily draw that like gray men have to volunteer from this. She could just be interested in torturing. This could just be her getting off. Because there's no rules, and even if they establish a rule, even if it like seemed like this was them setting up a rule, they break their own rules all the time. So it doesn't actually matter. None of these scenes that seem like they're setting up like how the one power is supposed to work, or how gray men work, or how this is supposed to work. You might as well like not even watch them, because literally the next time you experience whatever it is they said, like it's the season 1 thing where they talk about how Aiel, you can tell Aiel because their red hair and like the way that they look, and then it's like, oh, never mind. Yeah.
Yeah, I hate it. I will say one thing, since I'm gonna be trying to, at least this looks like a weave in her hand. She's freezing his blood, but at least this looks like it's threads being tied together into something. That's what all channeling should be, not just a bunch of bullshit flying around. So I will, at least say that is the first channeling I've seen in this show that actually looks right.
Yeah, I think so if we go back into the idea of like how you would have depicted channeling for it to make sense, be visually interesting, not be sort of like absolutely world breaking in terms of the power scaling for every single combat throughout the show, because let's be honest, like the way that it's described in the books kind of works because you can't go through the choreography of the fights the way we're doing it now, right? Like a lot of it, like you have less information, and so you can kind of paint the picture in your own head, and all that other stuff, right? I think that what the one power should be shown as is they should have slowed it all down a lot, and they should have, like you just said, they should have to like weave some threads together and almost like trace out a pattern, and then like once they finish kind of tracing out the pattern, almost like in like classic D&D stuff, you have to like chant a certain thing, and like once you get the whole chant out, then the spell like happens. If they had done something like that where it was just like, okay, it's more time consuming, which is the vulnerability of Aes Sedai. It's like, hey, it like takes a while to weave the pattern, and the stronger things take longer to weave, and strong, more powerful people can weave larger, thicker threads of the pattern. That could be the visual way you could show power, where like one person is making little thin, little threads. A lot of these problems of like how the fights play out would have visually made much more sense, because you could see. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
No, I think you get what I'm saying. That like, I agree with you in terms of how it should have looked.
It's one of those. I actually reference. It's not perfect, but like some of the things they're doing in the Discovery of Witches show, how she's using strings to make patterns and then it casts a spell. It's one of those. You could have done all kinds of neat things with Rand using his fingers to make weaves out of shit and then launching shit. Right.
It also would have worked with the Aiel not doing it the same way the Aes Sedai do. So imagine that you have Aes Sedai, where to make a fireball, they like trace what looks like a glyph or something like that, right? So they trace like a weave with their fingers, and they leave thread in place, and they're adding it together with both hands or whatever, and then it turns into a fireball, and they like wind up and throw it, right?
Right.
And then later you have Aiel, and like
the
lines just trace themselves, and the fireball just goes, and they're like, yeah, you don't need to use your hands. Like, that's stupid shit.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
And it would have made sense with season 1, where they chopped the one's hands off, and like the issue is, right, that they screwed up so much stuff in seasons 1 and 2 that like those types of things are basically unrecoverable. They can't retcon enough to like solve the problem. And so they're left with like Harry Potter magic, where it's just like I swing my wand at you, and like things blow up, lights, fireballs, like just stuff happens.
Yep. So yeah, the show is basically unrecoverable. You can't retcon everything. You're exactly right. Exactly right. So, but man, we went longer.
Which is why we can still Which is why you can still sit and watch it and laugh at it, because it's like this is not Robert Jordan's story. Literally nothing that happened in this episode is Robert Jordan's story. They have some of the names right, and that's it.
Yep, you're absolutely 100% correct, man. So, but yes, sir. So, man, we went longer than I thought. So, thanks. I hope you had fun, dude, and I hope
Well, you told me we weren't gonna like sit and watch the show, and then you just made me watch this episode again.
Yeah,
like,
we sort of did. I tried to skip through it. My bad. Sorry. Yeah.
Just rude, man. Like I'm sitting over here drinking my coffee, enjoying my morning, and then you're like, "What if I make you watch this entire episode again?"
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Sorry. My bad. I'm an evil person. What can I say? But yeah, man. So. Yeah, so maybe we'll see when everything's out if you want to do it again, and man, we're plowing into episode 2 and 3 here soon, but oh god, what an episode! Like, I don't understand the defense of it. I never will. But I guess to each their own. I don't know. I don't get it.
I think it's one of those things where, like, if you never read any of the books and you have low standards for fantasy, where it's like I just want to see like lights and sounds and stuff like that, and I'm probably watching this while playing on my phone, so I'm not even listening to the dialogue anyway. I'm sure I could see someone putting this on as a background show and not really noticing how aggressively bad it is. But I think, like, if you actually watch it and you listen to the dialogue and you think about the implications of like Moraine and Lanfear working together, I don't understand how someone could be like, Moraine and Lanfear working together, that's a good development for this show. Like, no.
Yeah, if you're actually paying attention to what's going on, it's not. Yeah, I think you're 100% right. So,
do you think that they just added that because they're going to have Moraine and Lanfear essentially be like the main driver of this season? So, like, what we should expect to see is them, like, their relationship sort of like, they're working together and then they have a falling out and then they fight at the end of the season, and like that's the primary arc of the show. That's kind of my hypothesis, having watched this episode, is that the primary narrative arc is Moraine versus Lanfear, and the finale is going to be Moraine versus Lanfear.
Probably right. Oh boy, man! I guess we'll see, dude.
It's the Rosamund Pike show from start to finish, from season 1 to season. Like, that's how you would do it if you were doing the Rosamund Pike show.
Yeah, but guys, remember, we're focusing on Rand this season. It has very little to do with this episode. So, but
he did have like more dialogue in this show than I think the entirety of season 2. So,
I think I don't know. I think there's an illusion that he did. He was again standing around while other people were talking.
Yeah, but it's a low bar. He only said like 4 words in season 2.
You're not wrong. You're not fucking wrong. All right, man. But thanks, man. It was fun. I hope you had fun getting it off your chest, and I'm gonna go get some sleep. Thank you guys all for joining me today and tonight, and we will catch you on the flippy flip for more flippy kicks. Oh yeah. All right. Thanks, Pips. We'll see you guys later.
Yeah. Bye.